All aboard for Boblo Island, an exciting island amusement park for summertime fun. A full day of adventure, games, and entertainment awaits you and your family at the fun park, Boblo Island.
The Detroit Windsor Ferry Company completed construction on a brand new dance pavilion in 1913. At the time, it was the largest in Canada and the second largest in the United States. But by 1983, the dance pavilion had become vacant and fallen into a state of disrepair. The park's new owners decided to renovate the old building by repairing the roof and stripping the 10,000 square foot hardwood dance floor down to its concrete foundation. It was decided that the massive pavilion would then be split in two. One half was remodeled and became an international cafe, while an indoor roller coaster dubbed the Nightmare was constructed in the other half. Today, the dance pavilion sits abandoned and vandalized. When you pass the barrier separating the two halves of the pavilion, you really get a sense of the building's size. On the other side of the damaged wall, the floor drops 20 feet to the flooded pit where the Nightmare once thrilled parkgoers. Now, nothing remains of the ride. Only a catamaran, a broken-down fire truck, and scattered trash occupy this once magnificent structure.
That's putt-putt. This is the putt-putt. The water trap. This up here, I think, was the last hole.
As we approached a group of trees, we noticed the distinct Boblo blue color peeking up from beneath a layer of fallen leaves. As we drew closer, we could make out the familiar-looking shapes in green. Nestled near the eastern coast of the island, not far from where the Boblo boats once docked, were the remnants of the miniature golf course. Empty concrete canals snaked around the 18 holes of the putt-putt area. Now, it was merely overgrown and forgotten.
Here's the boat dock. This is where the boat would have landed, where people would have ported. This is where you would have come through at. This is kind of like the Ellis Island of Boblo. This is where my chariot would await me. The boat would be here at the end. There's where the boat would dock, at the end of that ramp. In the summer of '69, we would come down the ramp, walk this way, with 2,200 other people. You get to the end, you go, okay, what ride do we want to go on first? What ride do we go to first? The rides are gone. This was all rides. This was the Carney type rides in here. I can see the old historic fort from here.
For smaller children, the island has two amusement areas. This is Fort Fun, a play area just for kids.
That building there, that's part of the historic fort. 180-year-old fort, and they put a power plant right behind it. Poor John. Yeah. There's progress.
In 1906, the Carousel Theater was constructed to house the park's new hand-carved carousel created by Marcus Ilian. By 1980, the famous Boblo Carousel had been moved elsewhere on the island, and the building was then converted into a 1,250-seat Broadway-style theater.
To mystify you, there's the world's greatest illusions magic show at the Carousel Theater.
Inside the Carousel Theater is another family favorite, the Incredible Acrobats of China. With a tradition of 2,500 years, these exciting artists will amaze you as they balance, spin, tumble, and juggle.
Where were the bumper cars at? That would have been here, I think. I love bumper cars because they had more cars than they had people in line to play bumper cars, and people would just ride them. You know, they wouldn't pull you off unless there was somebody in line waiting for a car. That was the first ride I remember. Get off the boat, there it is. Okay. Everybody would head right toward it. You know what? It seemed a lot bigger when there were cars in it. This should be all metal plate on the bottom. Look at the screen overhead. Maybe it was over here? So this was the track then for the Model T cars.
Family rides include antique cars where kids can have a chance to be the family chauffeur.
Man, it's amazing. They say if walls could talk, you know, if this landscape could speak, because it didn't always look like this.
Even from miles away, you can see the famous Boblo Sky Tower standing watch over the island like an ancient sentinel. You cannot fully appreciate the scale of the steel titan until you stand at its base and look up towards the sky.
I'm surprised that a lot of the buildings are still standing, though. You know, in the shape that they're in, that they left them standing, just left them. A lot of broken windows. I don't know why'd they vandalize it. This holds some personal feelings for me because this is one of the few places that I remember the last times I was here was having lunch inside the restaurant there with the wife and the 2 daughters on the back.
Family sit-down dining is available, as well as a variety of on-the-go food. Pizza, hamburgers, and hot dogs, plus plenty of snacks, including popcorn, corn dogs, ice cream, and cotton candy.
The cashier counter was right here. These were all tables full of people. I remember it was a hot summer day. The kind where you could drink down lots of lemonade or pop. This would be the kitchen. Okay, yeah, I told you it was a hot day. I might have ordered a few beers. We ate out back. I actually, in going through my paperwork at home, came up with a receipt from that restaurant from '85.
Right next to many of the food stands are friendly little gift shops where you can buy souvenirs of your fun-filled day at Boblo Island. T-shirts, hats, and stuffed animals are items that kids will treasure.
As we were leaving the island, we could hear the eerie sound of music echoing through the trees.
Oh, when the sun beats down and burns the tar on the roof, and your shoes get so hot, you wish your tired feet were fireproof. Down by the sea, on a blanket with my baby, where I'll be. Under the boardwalk, out of the sun. Under the boardwalk, we'll be having some fun. Under the boardwalk, people walking above. Under the boardwalk, we'll be making love. Under the boardwalk, boardwalk. From the park you hear the happy sounds of a carousel. You can almost taste the hot dogs and french fries they sell. Down by the sea, yeah. On a blanket with my baby, where I'll be. Under the boardwalk, out of the sun. Under the boardwalk.
The carousel was in this general vicinity. The infamous carousel. No, the road to the carousel, I think. Right there is where the carousel was. And this is the carousel here.
Yeah.
My memory's not bad.
No, actually, 33 says Igloo Arcade Redemption Video Arcade.
So is this where the carousel was according to the map? I don't know.